What's going on, guys? Andrew Piluk Hockey here, back again with another video. Today, we're going to be talking about a little bit of an interesting topic that was brought up by Elliot Freeman in the second intermission of the Maple Leafs Canucks game, and where the Maple Leafs were terrible. They were quite bad. So if you guys are new here and you want to hear what I'm talking about, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. We have a lot of fun here on the Andrew Piluk Hockey channel. The videos are back. The fun is back. The trade rumors, the trade talk, the news, the everything about the Maple Leafs. Podcast coming soon. Live shows coming back soon. We've got a lot of good stuff. But again, let's get going into this topic, and we're going to be talking about Ryan O'Reilly. Now, I was a little bit surprised when he started talking about this. I kind of had my head to the computer instead of listening, and then as soon as I kind of glanced over and saw Ryan O'Reilly's name on the screen, I got a little intrigued to hear that the Predators could potentially be wanting to trade Ryan O'Reilly this season. And I find it kind of weird because he literally just signed a deal with the Preds, what was it, like a summer ago? He played one full season already for the Predators, and now he's into his second year. So he's got a couple years left on the deal still. And Nashville hasn't been that good after everybody thought that they were going to be good this year. I was like, yeah, I'm going to watch a ton of Nashville Predators games. And then when I turned those on, I'm like, why are they not like good? Like what happened to this team? They were built in the offseason like a god squad, bringing in, a Stamkos, a Marchessault. Like they brought in a lot of good names, but they're 13-21-7. And, they could turn this around and have a really good second half, but they're 13 points out of a playoff spot, as it states right here. The team is telling any interested clubs that Ryan O'Reilly will only be moved under a certain set of conditions. So he thinks that the Predators' preference is to keep him because they want him to win, especially when they start to put the pieces back together at the end of the year. And also, they see him as a leader on and off the ice. There's going to be at least two conditions to consider it under. Number one, the offer has to be really something that excites them. And number two, it has to be something that Ryan O'Reilly would agree to. Now, here's the thing, and you guys will see why I'm talking about this. Ryan O'Reilly's an excellent player, and I think the deal is realistic. I think the deal is actually not too bad, but this seems like it has to be like a blow them out of the water type of trade, where it's like, this is a fleece. This is a team that's desperate to add, which could definitely get some people to bite. Like there's still a chance that this could happen and he could get traded. But two, the other thing is that they want Ryan O'Reilly to agree to the deal, even though he doesn't have a no trade clause. And I think that that's respectful on the Predators' part, but I think that also means it's going to scare some teams away. Like, okay, so this team basically just said they don't want to trade him. They're giving him no trade protection, a no trade clause, basically, even though he doesn't have one. And like, what if he doesn't even want to play for our team? He just inked this deal with Nashville, probably bought a house. He obviously wants to play there. He obviously loves it there, and I'm sure teams are thinking that the Predators will likely turn it around in the next couple of years, or hopefully next year, because they have aging talent as well. But I'm interested because this also started to have a discussion, and I guess this happened on Thursday, and I wasn't aware of this, but Mike Johnson suggested that the Maple Leafs could potentially be interested in a reunion with Ryan O'Reilly. Johnson made his case for O'Reilly currently playing for the Nashville Predators after spending parts of the 2022-2023 season in Toronto once they acquired him in a trade. He says, we know Ryan O'Reilly works well in Toronto. We know that he has the respect of the group. We know that he has a very strong relationship with the coach and the system and has won doing it this way before. And again, we just talked about the deal that was signed. But again, this is speculation, and this is just me kind of giving my thoughts. The Maple Leafs should be a team that at least calls and says, look, what is this guy worth? Because I mentioned this in the last video where, and again, depending on how I upload them, but the Maple Leafs have prospects that are considered elite prospects. Do I want a Easton Cowan traded in a deal like this? No. But if you're looking to win now, and people are going to hate this, I love this player, and I've said it in 2 videos now, Fraser Minton would have to be somebody that's a part of this deal. And I know Leaf fans are high on him, but he's not considered the top level of a prospect, but he's still a valuable prospect. He would likely have to be a part of this because he is a centerman. He's a younger centerman. If the Predators are looking to get a little bit younger and have a nice piece in Fraser Minton, he would have to be a part of it. The Leafs have 2 or 3 goalie prospects. A couple of them are actually really good. One of those goalies would have to be a part of that deal, and likely a second and probably a first-round pick. And that's why I'm saying it would have to be a massive package to land a guy like Ryan O'Reilly. And if he didn't want to re-sign in Toronto before, I don't know why he would accept a trade to come back to Toronto unless he sees the standings, he sees the team and goes, yeah, this could work for me. But again, much like this team right here, the Toronto Blue Jays, who haven't signed a big star, if Mitch Marner leaves and John Tavares leaves, will players be like, oh, well, I don't really know if I want to stay here past this season because they could be left with just Matthews and Nylander. And those guys are fantastic, but will they be the same team? No, they won't, because Marner and Tavares do contribute quite a lot to this team. Even if it's getting to the playoffs, even just getting to the first round, you have to get there first. And if the Leafs can't get there, players might not want to come here, okay? So again, I'm just talking galaxy brain, huge future implications, but I can't see how the Maple Leafs would do this in terms of the trade would be pretty big. You're giving up a lot of pieces. Now, mind you, if Ryan O'Reilly was like, yeah, I'd love to come back to Toronto, different story. He's productive. He's a good hockey player. I want to take a look at his numbers here. This season, 25 points in 39 games played for 12 goals. You know, he would slot into the second line with the Maple Leafs, and I'm sure that point total would increase substantially because he'd be playing with a little bit more talent, considering Nashville hasn't been that good this season. But as you can see, he had 11 points in 13 games with the Maple Leafs. Like, he was a damn near point per game player when he came to Toronto. He looked really strong. He's good in the face-off dot. And then the next year with Nashville, he showed, yeah, he can still light the lamp. 26 goals. And then again, this year, 12 goals so far. He'll probably pot 20. He's having a pretty good season. But I didn't understand this rumor when I was listening to it last night. But now that I think about it, if teams are desperate for a centerman, which, I mean, the Leafs are kind of desperate for a centerman, I could see this. But I just would think if Ryan O'Reilly wanted to play in Toronto before, he would have tried to re-sign here. But it seems as though that he didn't want to. And the talk is that he didn't want to stay in Toronto, that he was happy with his little cup of coffee that he had in Toronto. And again, that was just news and speculation before, so I don't know if that's actually the case. And, you know, people have changes of heart. Maybe he thinks differently now. I have no idea. But I just wanted to talk about it because, again, I know it would probably come up in the comments eventually. It was on Hockey Night in Canada. The Leafs need a center. Mike Johnson was talking about it. I had to bring it up, okay? So, Ryan O'Reilly, what do you guys think? Would you want to bring him back? I personally would, depending on the trade package. And I'm sure people are going to be so happy with the trade package I just came up with, saying it's too much or too little or whatever. There's always some sort of pushback on that. But anyways, we're all armchair GMs. We're not in the league. We are just people who are Leaf fans. We're hockey fans. So let me know what you guys think. If you are new here, make sure to like this video and subscribe. Join the squad. I'd love to have you guys here. And I'll see you guys in the next video or stream. Peace.